Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I'm having a good day. I am drinking a chai latte I made for myself just using Tazo chai tea bag. It's very creamy and delicious. Today is going to be a Shop My Stash. If you've never seen a Shop My Stash before, or if you're new to my channel, a Shop My Stash is just where you go through your collection of makeup and pick out items that you would like to focus on for a certain amount of time that you set for yourself and work on those. And it's a nice way to rotate through your collection, make sure that nothing is getting left behind or unused. There are certain items that I don't like to pan. I prefer to rotate them, especially like powder blushes and things like that. So this is one of my favorite ways to do that. I haven't done one of these. I think it's been about a month, and last year I was doing them about every 2 weeks or so. And I've decided I'm just gonna do them whenever I feel ready to switch out to new makeup, and I'm feeling like I'm ready for that now. So let's go ahead and talk through the products that I will be putting away, and then I will show you the little box of stuff that I have pulled out to work on for the next month. Let's start with foundations. This one from Undone Beauty is one that I've been testing and I really have not cared for it, but I'm not going to declare it yet. I'm going to wait to try it again in the summertime. So this is just going to go back in my stash to wait for warmer weather. And then the other one is one that I pull out quite routinely. This is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations for filming because of the skin-like finish. It is the one that I'm wearing today. I really enjoy it. This, however, is going to be put back into my stash for a little while. Eyeshadow palettes. I had pulled out this one from Profusion, the Nudes palette. I only used it like once or twice, I can't remember now, and it's just because of the color story. These are just warm tones. Right now I'm very much into my cool tones. However, I do really enjoy this, and I know just because I have so many cool tones versus warm tones that this is something that I'm really going to want to use in the summer. I think the formula is really good. It's wonderful, and it's amazing that the price is so inexpensive. So this is going to be put back until warmer weather. Another palette I had been using was the Latte 2 palette from Dominique Cosmetics. This was one I got in BoxyCharm at the end of last year, and I'm kind of conflicted about this palette. I think it's really pretty. I've only used these. I haven't even touched these, so being honest there, but I think these tones are absolutely beautiful, and I have really liked each of the looks that I've done with it. However, I did mention in another video that these shades, I find to have quite a bit of more chunky glitter fallout. Not the kind that, I don't know, it's just not the kind you would normally expect because it's not like an actual glitter. But I do find large chunks of like shimmer even as far down as like my mouth when I wear this palette. So as pretty as it is, I just have a feeling I'm probably not going to reach for it for those reasons. It makes me sad because I really enjoy this color story. Oh, and I thought the mattes were nice too. Really nice and creamy, easy to blend, super easy to work with. But I'm thinking I might not hang on to this one. I think I might actually try and put it on Poshmark or something. I have a Poshmark and I've never sold anything on there, but considering this is almost brand new, I've only used it a couple times, I might sanitize it and sell it because I don't think I will reach for it. Let's talk about blushes. So the one that I'm wearing today is from this Milani Cream Blush palette. I specifically pulled it out for the dark berry shade, and it is what I'm wearing. Like I said, since it is such a dark shade, I have to use just the tiniest little dab, and when I do that, I can make it work for my skin tone. I do think it would be, you know, gorgeous on someone with darker skin than me, but if I go in very light-handed, I think it's quite pretty. I'm very happy with this. I also had my Stila convertible color cream blush pulled out. I have the shade Lilium. I wore this quite a bit because I've been wearing so much cool tone makeup, so this got quite a bit of use from me, which I was happy about. I always like to have a neutral blush pulled out. For that, I had pulled out my Flower Beauty Blush Balm. I love this. I do feel like I'll probably be more into it in the spring and summer, but whenever I use it, it's always just like a, yes, I love this one. I also had my powder blush from M Cosmetics. This is the Heaven's Glow blush in the shade Venetian Rose pulled out. I have a feeling I'm gonna be like wanting to reach for this blush all the time. It's really beautiful. I treasure this one, but for now I'm gonna put it back. The highlight I had pulled out was this one from Sydney Grace. It's a crazy highlight. It's the shade Majestic, and it's lilac. And this being the only time of year that I would wear this, and I actually did enjoy it, I think I'm actually gonna keep it out, just because I know for many months of the year, I won't reach for this at all. So only during the coldest depths of winter do I even want to wear something like this. So I think I'm actually going to keep it out for my next rotation. Ooh, I had pulled out a whole bunch of cream shadows. I had one look with this Sydney Gray shadow in the shade Cliff Jumping that I really liked. If I can find it, I'll put it up. I love these. You guys know I just love them. I also used my Nude Stick shade in the shade Guilt. This is a beautiful formula. I kind of wish I had a different shade. This is just kind of a gold color, but I can't deny that it's really nice and it wears beautifully. I really enjoyed it. Same with the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in the shade Copper Chic and my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Iced Mocha. I did get to use all of them and I enjoyed all of them. For lip products, I had pulled this out. I love this. Oh, I love this. I wish it wasn't discontinued. It's from Kaleidos Makeup. This is the lip tonic in the shade Immersion. It's a perfect My Lips But Better. My lips are kind of purpley, I don't know, without anything on them, and this is just perfect for this, for my lips. I don't know, I might end up reaching and pulling it out again. This time of year I like to really wear this, but for now I'm going to put it back in my stash. I also had used this from YSL. This is the Rouge Volupte Shine lipstick. I was mainly testing this because I had gotten it in Influencer. This is a shade that I'll definitely reach for more in the springtime, but I very much enjoyed the formula. And something that I'm kind of regretting, I wish people would mention more often the scents of things, which I'm gonna go back and tell you. The scent of the YSL one is slightly fruity. It's very pleasant. The Kaleidos makeup scent is not much of anything, kind of chemically maybe. But now we can talk about this from ColourPop. This is the Blotted Lip, which I really liked the color I have. I have the shade Otter, I think. No, Super Mellow. So that was the shade. Really nice. I enjoy the formula, but I cannot stand the smell. It smells just like Rimmel lipsticks. I hate that smell. I do feel it's not quite as bad as a Rimmel lipstick, so I'm gonna try and hold on to it. But if you've ever smelled a Rimmel lipstick and you instantly know what I'm talking about, that's what these ColourPop Blotted Lips smell like. Okay, let's talk now about all the makeup that I'm pulling out to be using for however long. It might even be a month again this time as it was this last time. Let's start with eye products. So I want to pull out my Sultry palette. I know a lot of people pulled this out December and January, and I've just been thinking about it. I really want to use it. Especially, I'm kind of drawn actually to this trio over here. This silver, normally I'm not super drawn to silvers, but this one, it almost has like it's like a warmer silver in comparison to other silvers. You see what I mean? It almost looks kind of pinky beigey. It's so pretty. I just love that. So I'm looking forward actually to just pulling this palette out and playing with it a little bit. I'm also going to pull out this palette from Viseart. I think this is the last palette in my stash that I haven't used yet. You guys know I purchased a lot of makeup at the end of 2021, and this came as actually as a point perk from Ipsy, and I haven't used it yet. So this is the Petit Pro Trois. It is the cutest little palette. Oh my goodness, I wish all palettes were so tiny. I love this little palette. It's so cute. But anyway, that is how it looks. And like I said, I haven't tried it at all. So this will be up for testing and I'm really excited. I have used a single from Viseart before that came in an Ipsy bag, but never an actual palette. I'm very interested to try the formula because so many people love it. For highlight, again, I'm going to keep out that lilac one from Sydney Grace. I'm also going to be using this one from Phytosurgence. This is new in my collection and I haven't even done like a speed review on this yet. You should see that at the end of February. This is the Spectral Shine. I have the shade Fresh Fog. It is totally different than anything else in my stash. See how like super pale it is. It is such an interesting formula, and I will give you more info on the formula of this in that speed review video, but for now just know it's very different. Classified as a highlight, but I feel like it's its own thing, you know? Oh, the foundation I'm gonna pull out is this one from Believe Beauty. I actually have like some samples and stuff that I'm using up, so I'm probably gonna be focusing a lot on those as well. I have a sample of the Fenty Eavesdrop. I have a sample of the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation, which by the way, I've been using that Makeup Forever Reboot and oh, I love it so much. Oh my goodness. But anyway, aside from those samples, I'm gonna pull out this one from Believe Beauty. I like to use this one for filming. Oh, I forgot to mention these cream eyeshadows from Phytosurgence that I'm gonna pull out. So I'm gonna use the shade Defiant Dahlia. That's Defiant Dahlia right there. These shadows, you guys, I highly recommend them. They're not that expensive. I think they're $21 Canadian. So whatever the conversion is in US dollars, it's, I feel like a really good price for an indie product. also they wear really well. They're very, very nice, especially if you aren't into intense sparkles, but you like more of a satin look. I really, really recommend the Phytosurgence. But anyway, this one, Defiant Dahlia, actually has a little bit more sparkle in it than their other shades do. And then I also have the shade Deeply Rooted, which is just the satin, and that's Deeply Rooted right there. They're super pretty. I'm gonna pull both of those out. Okay, now we can talk about blush. I have so much blush here in front of me, but you know what? I like my blush. So first of all, from Phytosurgence, I have the shade Inferno. This is called their Skin Spark, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's, you know, look at that brick red color. You need hardly any. It is super, super pigmented. That is the shade. I have used it a couple times, but I'm wanting to test it a little bit more before my review at the end of the month. I also want to pull out my Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush in the shade Mauve Sunrise. I always have a hard time saying the name of this product. I mean, this is for me one of my winter blushes. I don't wear this really when it's warm, so I want to make sure and get good use on it in the winter. That's the shade there. This one from Ilia has been on my mind. This was like a surprise love when I tried it last year. I managed to snag one of these very inexpensively. Like, it wasn't really on my list to try, but since I managed to get it so cheaply, I decided to try it, and oh my, I think it's really pretty. So that is the shade. I have the shade At Last in the Multistick. So anyway, I'm kind of looking forward to using that. And I always like to have a nude blush pulled out, so my nude blush this round is going to be this one from Essence. This is the shade Bespoke. Obviously it is a neutral and it has a little bit of shimmer running through it. Beautiful. I've actually been thinking about this one from Sydney Grace. This is one of their powder blushes in the shade Stiletto. I have been wearing such cool toned blush that I've actually been wanting this blush. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, man, I should just really pull that blush out all winter. It's like my most cool toned blush, and it would really go with a lot of the makeup that I'm wearing. And you can see that it has nice luminosity to it, a little bit of shimmer. It's a really, really pretty blush. Am I done with blush? No. A couple more. So this Cheek Dew from ColourPop. This is not my favorite formula, but I figured out how to make it work, and since it is kind of a more deep color, I figured now is a good time to pull it out. This is the shade Psst. That's it right there. It is a beautiful winter shade. Lastly, I'm gonna pull up my ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. I don't know what I really have a hard time saying. This is the shade Prenup. It's such a beautiful, soft formula. Like, I feel like this is a really, really good formula for someone who isn't that into blush and really doesn't want a super high impact blush. It's just very, very soft, both in how it feels on your finger and also how it looks on your face. Like, look at that. It is so nice. My goodness, I am making such a mess. I have blush all over my fingers, making a mess here. I'm only gonna pull out a few lip products. If I decide to pull out more, I'll just mention them at the end of or my next update. But I'm only gonna pull out a few just because I'm really, really focused on my Project Pan lip products right now. But especially for this time of year, I wanna pull out this product from NARS. This is the Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Xenon. I love this. It's so, so beautiful. I mean, you guys are seeing like the colors I'm pulling this time of year. From Clinique, I have the Chubby Stick in the shade Richer Raisin, which it looks really, really deep. But if you've ever tried these Chubby Sticks, they're just a very sheer wash of color. Let me get a better swatch so you can actually see it. That's it right there. And it's kind of got the Black Honey vibe. It is really, really beautiful. I enjoy it. Speaking of Black Honey, I did manage to find one. So I actually kind of want to compare my Black Honey-ish formulas this month. I think that would be kind of fun. So first of all, I do have Clinique one finally to compare to. So I'll quick give you a swatch of that. That's Black Honey over here, and this was Richer Raisin. They are pretty close to each other, aren't they? I'm also going to pull out my e.l.f. Sheer Slick, which is supposed to be similar to Black Honey as well. This is the shade Ecstatic, and this is the one that has like the little heart in the center. That's a balm. It's really super cute. And that's it right there. That one I feel like is not as close as the other ones. I mean, it's a sheer formula with kind of that purpley look, but I feel like this is much more purple, much more dark purple, whereas those I don't know, have more mauve maybe in them. It's just not quite the same. Did I go through my products? I think I did. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for following along with my series. If you also like to shop your stash, let me know. What are you pulling out for the month of February? Are you as much of a seasonal makeup wearer as I am? I really, really have certain tones that I prefer at very specific times of year. Well, I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day. I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye!